They will never tell you this, but the world does not belong to those who shout the loudest or fight the hardest. It belongs to those who carry an air that cannot be explained, only felt. Walk into a room with such composure that others hesitate before speaking, and suddenly, without raising a finger, you have already won. The power is not in what you say, but in the way you exist. This is the secret Machiavelli understood: to be so cool, so unshaken, that others begin to doubt themselves. Imagine this: two men enter the same chamber. One comes armed with arguments, fire in his voice, desperate to prove himself right. The other enters silently, his movements deliberate, his face unreadable. He listens more than he speaks, and when he finally opens his mouth, the few words he utters cut deeper than 100 shouted declarations. Who do you think holds the power? Not the loud one, not the frantic one, but the calm figure who carries certainty like a hidden weapon. Machiavelli knew that if you can master this presence, people will trip over their own insecurities before they even dare to challenge you. But here's the suspense. How do you become that? How do you embody such an aura of control that others doubt their own thoughts in your presence? The answer is not in luck, nor in appearance alone, but in the way you craft yourself, in the way you use silence, composure, and confidence as weapons sharper than any blade. Machiavelli believed that coolness is not a natural gift. It is an art, a strategy, and once mastered, it places you beyond reach. People expect you to be reactive. They expect you to defend yourself, to explain yourself, to fill the silence with justification. But when you refuse to play their game, when you remain calm while others lose their composure, a strange shift happens. They start questioning their own position. Did they miss something? Do you know something they don't? Your refusal to rush is not weakness. It is intimidation. Coolness becomes your armor, your sword, your crown. The powerful are not the ones constantly fighting. They are the ones who never seem moved. Think of the leaders in history who were most feared. It was not their noise that frightened people. It was their silence, their unpredictability, their ability to stand firm while others cracked. Machiavelli studied princes, rulers, and men of influence, and he observed one eternal truth. The man who cannot be shaken is the man who commands the room. But here lies the danger. If you cannot master your emotions, if you show your desperation, your need for approval, then you are stripped of this weapon. People will sense your weakness. They will smell your insecurity. And once they do, the power is gone forever. Machiavelli would warn you. Better to remain unreadable, untouchable, and dangerously calm than to reveal your fears. Coolness is not laziness. It is not apathy. It is controlled fire hidden beneath still water. You must feel deeply, but never reveal it recklessly. You must calculate, but never appear desperate. The man who radiates control makes others wonder. Why does he not flinch? Why does he not explain? Why does he stand so calmly while others fall apart? That doubt is your weapon. That doubt is how you win. In politics, in courts, in war councils, Machiavelli saw this play out again and again. The frantic man always loses because he exposes his nerves. The composed man, even when weaker, creates the illusion of strength. And often, the illusion itself is enough to make it real. When others doubt themselves, they hand their power to you. They censor their own words, soften their own blows, and in the end, destroy themselves without you lifting a finger. You want to be untouchable? Then you must master this art of coolness. Do not rush to speak. Do not reveal more than needed. Keep your movements deliberate. Let your silence sting louder than their noise. And when you finally strike with words or decisions, make it sharp, undeniable, final. This is not arrogance, it is strategy. Machiavelli would remind you that men are easily swayed by appearances, and nothing appears stronger than composure. But here's the unsettling truth. Most people cannot do this. They are addicted to proving themselves. They are slaves to the need for validation. They cannot stand silence. They cannot resist explaining themselves. And so, they bleed power in every conversation, every argument, every gesture. Machiavelli would say, if you can resist that weakness, if you can walk through the world without needing to justify yourself, you will seem almost superhuman. Now picture this. Someone confronts you trying to provoke a reaction. They insult, they accuse, they laugh. The ordinary man explodes, defending himself, matching energy with energy. But you, calm, unmoved, eyes steady. You do not rush. You let them speak, let them burn their energy. And when you finally respond, your words are precise, surgical. Suddenly, they feel foolish for shouting. Suddenly, they doubt themselves. That is how coolness conquers rage. That is how you win without fighting. Machiavelli's warning is simple. Power is fragile if it depends on constant noise. True power is quiet. It does not need to announce itself. The lion roars because it must prove its presence. But the snake is silent, and its silence is more terrifying. Be the snake. Be the figure whose coolness makes others nervous, whose composure makes others stumble. They will not know whether you are weak or strong, and that mystery will keep them unsettled. And an unsettled opponent is already defeated. This is why Machiavelli valued appearance over reality. If you appear unshaken, you are treated as unshakable. If you appear composed, people will believe you have control, even if you are surrounded by chaos. Doubt in their own minds is more powerful than any weapon in your hand. And when they doubt themselves, they obey you without realizing why. You want them to second-guess every move? Then master yourself first. Do not flinch when tested. Do not rush when provoked. Be so cool that your presence itself becomes a question mark they cannot answer. They will whisper, "Why is he so calm? What does he know that I don't?" That whisper is the seed of your power. Machiavelli understood that wars are not always won on the battlefield. They are won in the minds of men. If you can infect someone with doubt, they will destroy themselves. Your coolness becomes their torment. And while they crumble, you remain untouchable. This is not merely advice. This is the essence of power. The strongest grip is the one that does not seem to hold at all. People think control comes from pressure, from force, from obvious displays of dominance. But the more you push, the more they resist. The more you chase, the more they run. True power is invisible. It flows not from aggression, but from presence. Machiavelli studied rulers who commanded entire cities without raising their voices, and he saw one pattern. They moved as though time bent for them, as though nothing could hurry them. Their calm was a cage. Their composure was a chain. Others found themselves trapped, not by violence, but by their own unease. Coolness is a weapon of perception. When you are calm, when you seem untouchable, people project their own fears onto you. They imagine secrets you may not even hold. They imagine strength that may not even exist. The silence in your face becomes a mirror where they see their own weaknesses reflected back at them. And once that doubt takes root, it grows like poison ivy, choking their confidence, tightening around their words. Most people are desperate to be understood. They cannot stand the thought of being misjudged. So, when challenged, they pour out explanations. They hand over their entire mind in an attempt to convince others of their worth. But Machiavelli would call this foolish. To explain too much is to surrender. Every word you waste trying to prove yourself only exposes more of you. And the more exposed you are, the easier you are to destroy. Instead, let them misunderstand you. Let them wonder. Let them sit in silence while their imagination tortures them with questions. A prince who explained himself to every critic would be a weak prince. A man who explained himself to every doubter would be a weak man. Do you want them to doubt themselves? Then stop proving yourself. Stop playing their game. Simply exist with such unbothered control that they begin to wonder if they are wrong for even questioning you. That is the shift. They go from judging you to judging themselves. And once they start questioning their own judgment, you have already won. Look closely at history, and you'll see how often the calm figure outlasts the loud one. The mob screams, the crowd demands, the enemies scheme. But the ruler who holds his posture, who does not flinch at insults, radiates a terrifying kind of confidence. The people begin to believe he must know something they don't. Why else would he remain so steady? This illusion of secret knowledge becomes as powerful as real knowledge. Doubt spreads like fire, and soon, No one trusts their own voice against his silence. This is why Machiavelli taught that appearance matters more than truth. It is not about what you feel inside, it is about what you project outward. Even if fear claws at you, never reveal it. Even if chaos swirls around you, never let it show on your face. Let others sweat and panic. Let them betray their nerves. Your calmness will shame them. Your composure will highlight their weakness. And when they look at you, they will not see a man, they will see a wall. A wall that does not move, a wall that does not break, a wall against which their energy crashes and dies. But here is where the trap lies. People will test you. They will poke, they will provoke, they will try to ignite a reaction. Why? Because your silence scares them. They need to break it. They need to prove to themselves that you are just like them, flawed, emotional, unstable. And so they will throw everything at you. Insults, accusations, betrayals. If you respond with fire, you lose. If you respond with panic, you fall. But if you remain cool, if you remain controlled, they lose more than they expected. Their weapons bounce off the wall. Their efforts collapse under their own weight. And in the end, they only expose themselves. Coolness, then, is not simply about silence, it is about timing. You must not always remain quiet, but you must choose your moments with deadly precision. Let them speak too much, let them burn themselves out. And when you do strike, when you do reveal your words, they must land with such weight that every syllable feels inevitable. Like a sword that only needed one cut to decide the battle. That is how a calm presence transforms into terrifying authority. Think about the people you have met who made you nervous without even trying. It wasn't because they shouted. It wasn't because they demanded respect. It was because they gave so little away. They looked at you as if they saw through you, and they spoke as if nothing you said could shake their certainty. That is the power Machiavelli admired. It is not easy to learn, but once mastered, it places you above those who are slaves to their emotions. Machiavelli warned that most men destroy themselves because they cannot bear to be underestimated. They cannot bear to be misunderstood. But the wise man sees opportunity in this. If others underestimate you, let them. If they misjudge you, encourage it. While they waste their strength trying to define you, you remain undefined. And in that uncertainty, they make mistakes. Doubt is their poison. Your coolness is the cup from which they drink it. This principle stretches beyond words and arguments. It is in the way you move, the way you sit, the way you breathe. Never rush, never fidget, never show impatience. Every movement must suggest that you are in control of time itself. If someone waits for your answer, let them wait longer. If they try to hurry you, slow down. This imbalance in rhythm breaks them. They cannot match your pace, because your pace is not dictated by their urgency. It is dictated by your will. And once they fall out of rhythm with you, they are no longer leading the exchange, you are. The battlefield of coolness is subtle, but it is deadly. A nervous laugh, a rushed explanation, a trembling hand, all betray weakness. A steady gaze, a measured pause, an unhurried word, all radiate strength. People are animals and animals read signals. Your coolness is a signal. Tells them, do not push further. Do not test this wall. You may not like what you find behind it. Machiavelli would tell you this. It is not enough to appear calm. You must believe in your composure so deeply that it becomes second nature. Pretending will only get you so far. If you fake calmness, the cracks will eventually show. True power comes when you no longer need to fake it. When silence no longer feels like a struggle, but like your natural state. When stillness no longer feels like effort, but like comfort. That is when others begin to doubt themselves automatically, without you doing anything. Consider the ruler in council. Surrounded by advisors arguing, generals debating, ministers pleading. He listens, unmoving. His face does not change, his body does not fidget. The room becomes louder, more chaotic. And then silence falls not because he demanded it, but because his stillness commanded it. All eyes turn to him, waiting. One calm voice cuts through the noise, and his words carry the weight of inevitability. This is not magic. It is not chance. It is the art of coolness. the art of appearing unshaken until others collapse under the weight of their own noise. This is what you must practice. Every day, in every interaction, resist the urge to prove yourself. Resist the temptation to fill silence. Train yourself to pause, to delay, to let others squirm in their own uncertainty. At first, it will feel unnatural. You will feel the pull to explain, to correct, to defend. But hold the line. Say less, move slower, think longer, and you will begin to feel the shift. You will notice how others lean forward, waiting for you to break. And when you remain cool, the power flows silently toward you. Do not mistake this for arrogance. Do not confuse it with laziness. Coolness is discipline. It is the hardest weapon to master because it requires you to conquer yourself first. You cannot control others until you control your own impulses. You cannot make others doubt themselves until you no longer doubt yourself. That is the essence of Machiavelli's law. Mastery of others begins with mastery of the self. The higher you climb, the more eyes fix themselves on you. They will question your every move, not because they are right, but because they are afraid of you. Doubt is their shield, their weapon, their excuse. They will whisper that you are overrated. They will say you are lucky. They will try to expose cracks in your armor. Do not fight these whispers directly. Do not waste your breath proving them wrong. Your strength will never come from silencing doubters. It will come from making them silence themselves. The moment you look unbothered, the moment you stand as if their voices never touched you, doubt shifts direction. It no longer points toward you. It eats them alive from within. People expect resistance. They expect you to argue back, to defend, to rage. When you do not, when you stand cool and steady, they begin to feel ridiculous. They start wondering if perhaps they spoke too soon, if perhaps they misunderstood, if perhaps they are the fools. That reversal is your silent victory. You make them doubt themselves without raising a hand. But you must understand, coolness is not only a shield, it is also a lure. It draws people closer because they cannot figure you out. They look at your calmness and assume it hides something. They become obsessed with unmasking you, and in that obsession, they lose their balance. They expose their own weaknesses while you remain untouched. This is how you win wars without battles. The enemy destroys himself trying to understand you. Machiavelli knew that men are impatient. They cannot stand uncertainty. They would rather face a loud threat than an unreadable one. The lion is frightening, but at least its roar tells you where it is. The fox, however, hides in silence, waiting. That silence makes men paranoid, and paranoia makes them weak. To be cool is to be the fox. To move with such composure that no one knows what your next step will be. They will imagine the worst, and in imagining it, they will weaken themselves. You must resist the pull of vanity. Vanity demands recognition. Vanity screams, "Look at me, admire me, respect me now." But coolness whispers, "I do not need your approval. I exist beyond your recognition." And that whisper carries more weight than 1,000 shouts. The vain man may be admired for a day, but the cool man is feared for a lifetime. So practice invisibility within visibility. Walk into rooms not begging for attention, but drawing it naturally by your stillness. Speak rarely, but when you do, let your words fall like stones into water, creating ripples that spread far beyond the moment. Let your calmness become the most intriguing mystery in every space you enter. They will lean toward you, trying to decode you. They will search for weakness and find only silence. And in that silence, they will hear the sound of their own uncertainty. But here is the hardest truth. You will often be alone. Coolness separates you from the frantic masses. People bond through noise, through gossip, through shared panic. When you refuse to join, when you remain calm in storms, they will feel distant from you. Some will hate you for it. Some will envy you. Some will fear you. Few will truly understand you. This loneliness is the price of mastery. Do not run from it. Wear it like armor. For the man who can walk alone is the man who makes entire crowds hesitate. Machiavelli would remind you that men admire what they cannot touch, and they fear what they cannot predict. If you are always cool, always untouchable, you become both admired and feared. They may smile to your face, but inside they feel a strange unease. They wonder if you see more than you say. They wonder if you know something they don't. That wonder is your silent power. Imagine an enemy preparing to strike you. They gather arguments, allies, weapons. But when they finally face you, your calmness disarms them. You look at them without flinch, without explanation, without fear. Suddenly, they hesitate. They second guess. They wonder, what does he know that I don't? What trap am I walking into? That hesitation is enough. Battles are often won not by force, but by planting doubt in the mind before the first strike. This is why Machiavelli placed so much value on appearances. He knew that in politics and life, perception becomes reality. If you appear calm, people will believe you are in control, even if chaos surrounds you. If you appear untouchable, people will treat you as untouchable, even if you are bleeding inside. The illusion protects you until it becomes indistinguishable from truth. The mask of composure eventually fuses with your face. But do not misunderstand. Coolness is not coldness. It does not mean being lifeless or indifferent. It means carrying your fire without spilling it. It means having storms inside you that no one else can see. To be cool is not to feel nothing. It is to control what others can see of what you feel. The ocean may rage beneath the surface, but from above it looks endless and still. That is the image you must embody. This takes training, takes discipline. You must begin by mastering the smallest moments. When insulted, pause before replying. When pressured, breathe before acting. When accused, let silence hang heavier than their words. At first, this will feel unnatural. Your instincts will scream to react, to prove, to fight back. But each time you resist, you build strength. Each time you delay, you gain ground. And soon, silence becomes your ally, calmness becomes your nature, and coolness becomes your weapon. The final test is this. Can you make others question themselves without speaking? Can you stand so steady that their own nerves betray them? Can you look so composed that their words begin to falter? Their confidence begins to crack? Their certainty begins to dissolve? If you can do this, then you have mastered Machiavelli's rule. You have become the man whose coolness is more dangerous than another man's rage. The world does not fear those who shout. It fears those who wait. The world does not admire those who demand attention. It admires those who need none. To be cool is to rule without raising your voice, to win without lifting your sword, to dominate without touching the battlefield. So, carry yourself with unshaken presence. Let your silence speak where others scream. Let your calmness shame their frenzy. Be so cool that they doubt themselves, and in that doubt, they will hand you their power. This is the art Machiavelli wanted you to master, the art of existing as if no one could move you, as if time itself bends around your composure. And once you reach this level, you will notice something. People will test you less. They will provoke you less. They will hesitate before speaking against you, because they will have learned, through their own doubt, that your coolness is not a mask but a throne. A throne from which you rule, not with noise, but with silence. Not with desperation, but with unbreakable control. That is the end of the lesson. Be so cool they doubt themselves, and when they do, you will never need to doubt again.